do not recommend marriage and motherhood to any single childless woman at this point in time, and I say that as a happily married mother of 2 children. It is not safe for women in this country, nay, this world, to be in relationships with men and to have children. There are politicians who are actively trying to kill women by taking away their access to medically necessary care. They are letting women die on their watch, and they don't care. And they want to take away no-fault divorce. They want to keep you in your unhappy, unsafe marriages, forcing you to have more babies while they simultaneously take away more rights. They don't have a workforce that is set up to benefit you. They don't have paid leave that is set up to benefit you. Every system is actively working against women and mothers in this country. It is not beneficial for them. It is not safe for them. Women are dying because they are unable to receive medically necessary care because we have people in charge who don't know what they're talking about, who want to make Project 2025 a reality. They want to keep you in the home, they want to keep you uneducated, and they want to keep you making babies. And that's not safe for women. I cannot, in good conscience, sit here and tell a woman that she should get married to a man and have children. I won't do it. Go to school, get your degree, make your money, travel the world, get a solid group of friends. Because this country isn't set up for women. It's going to take a long time for the tide to turn to a point where they actually hear us and they listen to us. But it's not right now. The reward does not outweigh the risk. The odds aren't in your favor and the systems are actively stacked against you. Most married women are not happily married. Most married women are trapped. Most married women would not recommend it either. Most married women are just too afraid to outright say that. This comment came from a video where I'm telling women, I don't recommend marriage and motherhood, and I say that as a happily married woman and a mother of 2 children. And what this commenter and so many men in this comment section don't understand is that I'm saying this with all of the privilege that I have, with an amazing, supportive, participative husband that I have, the support that I have of my own family to help me with our children. I'm saying that with all of that it's still so hard. That it's still so hard when you have a well-paying job, a supportive husband, a support system to help you with your children. It's still so hard. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that even with all of the things that are supposed to make it good and make it easier and make it better, I still can't recommend it. Because even still, even after my experience, which has been a fairly decent one, I cannot recommend it because there are still obstacles and hurdles and brick walls set up to make it extensively harder for women. That's what I'm saying. That's why you listen to the happily married people when they're telling women, don't get married and don't have children. Because it's still that fucking hard.
Big talking point in the manosphere recently. Well, they're like, oh my God, well, Mel Hamlet and Paige and this one and that one, they're all still married. So they're telling you not to do it, but they did it. Two things. These women are the exceptions to the rule, and they're having the kind of marriages men are railing against. These women who are like saying, okay, I'm in equitable marriage. My partner's done his work unpacking his stuff. He is so great to me in this, and this ways, and I still don't recommend marriage. Men are trying to find something because it's no longer a flex to say, I have a man. That used to be the big thing. Don't listen to those women who are doing the talking because they're going to die single and alone. They're going to be cat women. And now that these women are proved to be in relationships, happily married, but they're still saying to other women, this is not it. Like, yes, it's the exception. I enjoy it. It's nice. But marriage as a whole, marriage as a societal thing has so many flaws, and most women aren't going to get this outcome. Plus, even within this outcome, it's still sacrifice. It's still labor. It's still work. It's still not as pleasurable as living alone. This is the information that the men do not want us to have, because the men who are upset they're losing their labor supply, they're not having an equitable marriage. They are not being equal partners. Otherwise, they wouldn't be so threatened by women telling other women not to participate. They'd be like, well, I'm not affected by that. A good man can always, always find a partner. They're at a premium. Men who have a lot to offer are a bit more worried about men being decentralized or whatever because they know they can compensate. But the men who depend on thankless labor, the men who depend on an unequal division of that labor, the men who are looking for a woman to just be their mommy wife, / bang maid are shaking in their boots because where else are they going to get this kind of deal for a one-time payment of a few $100s for a ring, getting free labor worth hundreds of thousands each year for the rest of your life? A house elf and secretary to do whatever you need, plus an S worker, a free incubator for your kids. I mean, actually, the incubator is paying for the privilege. Where else can you get that kind of deal? They're afraid it's slipping through their fingers. So this is the thing you're going to see more and more of. Ad hominem attacks on the kind women who are married who are doing this work. The men are going to try to convince you that they're trying to keep something from you. They want to be the only ones who are married, and that's why they're telling you not to do it, or that they're lying, that their marriages are really miserable and unhappy. Because men are meant to lead, men are the head. So you're telling me I can participate in an unequal marriage where a man is the head and I get overworked and I'm not appreciated and I'm unhappy, or I can be in an equal marriage where I'm unhappy, according to these men. Or I can do what the women say and just don't get married. Sounds like an easy choice to me. The men have painted themselves into a corner because the one thing they have never promised is good behavior from a husband. Having the husband is supposed to be your compensation. You're supposed to be satisfied just to be married because you're saved from loneliness. But as more and more women live alone for the first time, because societally, most women were stepping from like college or high school straight into being married. This is the first generation of women to live alone long term. As we see how wonderful it is and how free we are, nobody is going to voluntarily step back into an institution that as a whole most men have promised you you are not going to find joy in. You're supposed to find compensation and fulfillment in your children, which we also know to be a lie. There is love, but there's nothing fulfilling about a lot of tiny menial tasks that must be done over and over each day. Not to mention the physical toll labor and such takes on your body that nobody talks about, or the fact that it can cost you your life, particularly if you are a black woman. Maternal mortality rates are off the charts. But this man didn't even use the right "your," so he's nobody you should be listening to. It's kind of amusing to see how threatened the men are by women taking control of their own future. We aren't going back. That's it. Like and follow for more.
They also confuse the exception with the majority. They think that the exception rule and live the life of the majority. That's not true, because it's the majority that want the life of the exception that this lady is talking about. You are not a suitable partner. You want a maid. You want to get married because you saw your mother do your things for your father, and we train young girls to want to be maids for their men for the rest of their lives. Literally, you give yourself away for the rest of your entire life to a man who's not going to help you take care of the children, who's not going to help you even with the bills because he wants you to split 50-50. He wants to just even sleep with you and not even give you pleasure. He wants to do what he wants and you shouldn't complain. He gets the option of just choosing to live and stay with you. You know, he shouldn't be tied to you. If he doesn't want you, he can move out of your life. And then things get bad wherever he can just come back to you with no problem. You should make yourself available for a man so that he can have a place of resting, so that he can do what he does to you. They don't see you as people. They don't see us women as people with feelings and thoughts. They don't see us like that at all. They don't. Yeah.